Hi everyone at hashtag CDC Whistleblower. When it rains, it pours. And when it rains, it pours on a bunch of struggling parents who have other things they got to do today. So I'm kind of in a hurry, so I apologize in advance for rushing through 10 trends and tips. Tad Tips 43. I'm here with at Tanner's dad, Tim Welsh, and at CES Dave, which is Candace, and we're going to start right here. One of our teammates, Marcella Piper Terry, you can tweet her at Marcella Piper TE. We're going to skip over this quickly because we're going to do a whole segment where she's going to go through the full interview that the Today Show did. They came to her home and they interviewed her. And if you can see in the upper right-hand corner there, they said, why don't you just type something that you would type, you know, if you were at work? And this is an article she was writing for Vax Truth. But what the Today Show doesn't realize is they basically broke the news at the highest level in news that the CDC whistleblower has full immunity. Can you speak to that quickly, Tim?
Basically, the Department of Justice, we found out through Congressman Posey's office and a couple other sources, has confirmed that the CDC whistleblower, Dr. William Thompson, has now got whistleblower immunity that he can testify without recourse or recrimination.
So everything's going to go much, much, much faster. So stay tuned for the next one that we'll do on that. Right now, if you want to watch the Today version of it, tinyurl.com/todaybreaksnews. Now we're going to go to something else interesting that happened. Can you speak to first what you saw CNN when Anderson Cooper reported on this? What is your memory of what you saw, Tim, and tweeted about?
I tweeted exactly Anderson Cooper's quote, and you can read it from the tweet there, that he has now entered into the discussion.
So bottom line, Anderson Cooper came and said, because Candace, who's on the line with us, quoted Tim, who quoted Anderson from CNN, and he came back with at CES Dave, do you always lie, or is it just when making up things? So we have requested clarification multiple times by our hashtag Avatar Army, and as you can see, he has yet to respond. So we'll look forward to see what's going to happen there. Anything else, Tim, there that you want to share with about that? Can you tell them what we got right about that, and then how it can be a time suck? Can you explain how we jumped into a conversation? Can you help us with that?
Well, basically that throwing us into a loop on something other than the content that we desire to put out there is a waste of time. So if these people don't come back right away and respond to you, move on to the next one, because we're on every channel, every national news. This is now being debated at the highest level of news, politics, and government.
Okay, so let's go through that a little bit. Let's just go through, if we go through your memes, are they just going to, can you just go through some of these data points from these memes that we found?
Okay, the first one is the Gandhi quote, where they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. Right, and so we put that together and given reportable, credible links within that are tinyurl.com to address those issues.
And those are just 4 clips of things that you can see in real time that this is exactly how this is playing out. Gandhi was right. And we are, oh my God, in the winning stage. We're at 900 million. We thought it was yesterday, but it was actually this morning today. We're on our way to hashtag break a billion. With the news cycle the way it's going, with the measles, politicians doubling down, every news cycle talking about the whole vaccine debate. This is all we ever wanted as people who had researched vaccines based on our own children's injuries. All we wanted was that people would look at the science, and the news cycle is doubling down on that in real time. This is an interesting one. And when it comes to vaccines and children, this is not political. This is not about Hillary. This is not about Rand Paul, Chris Christie, Obama. This is about what they say about vaccines that might impact your life. What they say about vaccines, if they think, for example, Hillary tweeted, the science is clear, the earth is round, the sky is blue, and hashtag vaccines work. Let's protect all our kids. I would take from that if Hillary Clinton becomes president, the risk is much greater that mandates will become more commonplace in the United States than less commonplace. Whereas if you head over to, where's our Rand Paul one, where what does he say? Not finding it. Rand Paul is on the flip side of it, where he says, wait a minute, we had liberty about vaccines for a really long time. It should be a parent's choice. The government doesn't own your children. The parents do. And then this one right here with Becky Eastep was amazing. It was on CNN. It was in the middle of the night. But the takeaway from it was, is my child at risk? That's the resonating questions in parents' head right now, is my child at risk? And we need to pound that home. Anything else you have to say for today, Tim? I can't find any other good visuals.
Well, Governor Christie also chimed in, and he said that we have room for the parents in the discussion. And so this isn't just medical kidnapping when they take away your rights. If they're going to take away your right to choose how many shots your child gets, the next step is going to be taking away guns, taking away vehicles, taking away things that are constitutionally protected rights.
And just take a second here and explain how this works so people understand where to be scared and where not to be scared. The Constitution protects you from the federal government mandating vaccines. That's well covered in the Constitution. What is not covered is state-level law, and that's how this is being attacked. Your rights are being attacked at the state level. The federal government recommends a schedule, and then the state government comes behind and says, now we are going to mandate the federally recommended schedule for you to be in school, for you to come to work, for you to drive a car, for you to not wear a bracelet that says that you're unvaccinated, like some people are promoting now. So again, this is not about politics. These are not Republicans and Democrats. These are people who are showing their bias, are showing how they would vote when mandates are being pushed by the other side. And this is what Rand Paul said. I've heard of many tragic cases of walking, talking, normal children who have ended up with profound mental disorders after vaccines. The state doesn't own the children, the parents do. And I'm gonna own my bias right here. I'm a bleeding heart liberal fiscal conservative who loved Ron Paul to the point where I spent 9 months running his LA office. So I have a little bit of a bias towards Rand Paul, but we can't let this be about red and blue, Democrat, Republican. We can't let them pull the wool over our eyes that way. It has to be about getting them to publicly admit what is their position on vaccines. Will you vote no on all vaccine mandates?
And I must chime in that Senator Rand Paul is also Dr. Senator Rand Paul. And so if anybody says to you, I've never heard it from a doctor, now you have.
Well, not only have we heard it from Dr. Senator Rand Paul and Dr. Congressman Ron Paul, but we have lots of doctors. So here's the concept with, wow, this is a hot, hot, hot topic. We don't have a website that's live yet for this, but we do have the hashtag VaxVote. Here's the objective. You all have these smartphones. You all have the ability to catch these politicians and people that are aspiring to be in political office and ask them the question, will you vote no on all vaccine mandates? And then get them to repeat the question, get it live, get it loaded on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere, YouTube, and then put the hashtag VaxVote, and we start to make them accountable for what they said. Because if they want to, when I heard Hillary Clinton say that about vaccines, I kind of took it as a, boy, does she just really not want to run for the nomination? Because that's how extreme that is. Anything else, Candace? Anything quickly?
No, we're making a lot of progress. We just got to keep tweeting and keep calling our representatives and keep on doing what we're doing because it's just a landslide. We're going to go forward. We're going to win.
I mean, I can't. Tanner, just go over the list of things that happened yesterday. You were on a British radio show. Marcella was on the Today Show. Patty was on a local New York station. What else happened? It just kept coming and coming.
Becky, Mary were on CNN. We've had politicians chime in. There's so many things that happened yesterday. This is beyond anything. And there is the promise of congressional hearings in supposedly tomorrow.
Right. So we've heard a little bit of a buzz that something happened yesterday, but the word we have is that C-SPAN is tomorrow. So let's go over Becky's. So Allison said, how can a parent know if their child is at risk? And this is a bubble. I think whoever made this was thinking that's what she was thinking. But bottom line is, when you watch this clip, which is at /is my child at risk, you're going to come away going, oh my God, is my child at risk? So this is the one, Tim on radio is his brilliant performance on Richie Allen's show. This is Patty, who is /liability reality. These are things that you should be sharing. And then Mary Holland, oh my God. I can't believe they're making this shit up on CNN. They have a science blogger who says jail them for 24 hours while you vaccinate their kids, while Mary says legally vaccines are labeled unavoidably unsafe. And if you want to look that up, it's /SafeVoid. And if you want to watch that video, it's Mary on CNN. Share. Any other corrections on how they're tweeting, Tim?
No, they're doing good. They're doing very well. Just keep making sure it's content, and we should probably lean to less gimmicky tweets now and keep it as solid and informational and directional back to be1less.com.
And everybody is welcome and encouraged to join the Avatar Army with this right here. And then don't engage the trolls. Bottom line is, if anybody starts to argue with you, just move on. There are too many people that actually want the legitimate information, and it looks like all the trolls are clustered in one hashtag, and I don't want to send you over there, so I'm not going to say it. But bottom line is, we're hitting it out of the park. And this one right here is a great go-to. If you're going to be on the radio, if you're going to be interviewed, find this one on @CESDave or @Tanner's Dad. Everything seems to kind of be boiling down to this elevator speech. So keep track of that. We love you. We will see you on Twitter, #CDC Whistleblower, #BreakAbillion. We're at 900 million today, #Be1Less, and then the be1less.com is simply where we're putting all the links. Love you guys.